Today, as I've mentioned, that we are covering all the minor tasks of PTE, all right? Usually, you'll see that all our lectures are quite lengthy and big. Today's lecture is not going to be that lengthy because we're covering all the minor tasks. And when I say minor tasks, they basically mean that the contribution from these tasks are very little, all right? So what do I mean by that? So the tasks that we are going to cover, just 2 of them are over 5% of your score. The rest of them are like 1%, 2%, maximum of 3%. Just 2 of them are a bit important, which I'll focus on a little more than the other ones. But the rest of them are basically 1 to 2% of your overall score. That means if you lose marks from there, you're not going to lose a lot of significant marks, all right? But obviously, we still need to do that in the exam. And suppose in the exam, I get a 0 for all of these minor tasks. Would that have an impact on my score? Yes. Why? Because all of them combined together can be up to 15%, like total. So there are roughly about 8 tasks, right? Or not 8, 7 tasks that you will need to make sure that you don't end up getting a 0. Even if you get a bad score, that's okay. But if you get a 0, then obviously 15% of your score might get impacted. So together they are important, but individually, they're not that significant, right? So we're going to go through how to do these tasks, understand what are these tasks, and what we need to keep in mind when we are doing these tasks, right? So in listening, the tasks that we will be looking at today is multiple choice, multiple answers, fill in the blanks, highlight correct summary, multiple choice single answers, select missing words, highlight incorrect words. So we are going to go through all of these 6 tasks, right? Along with multiple choice. So when we cover multiple choice in listening, we're also going to be covering it for reading as well, because listening multiple choice question and reading multiple choice question are pretty similar in terms of their strategy. Just the differences in reading multiple choice questions or MCQs, you have to read a paragraph and then answer some questions. Whereas in listening multiple choice questions, you have to listen to an audio and then answer a question. Got it? So that's the major difference. Other than that, there's no difference. So we are going to put those 2 together and cover them as one, all right? Rest of them are going to be separate, but just those multiple choice MCQs for listening and reading, we're going to put them together. All right. Now, in the listening section, can anyone tell me, is time management automated or self-managed?
Self-managed.
Self-managed, except for one task. So there's a one task which is not considered as a listening, it's more like a writing task. Summarize spoken text is the only task in the listening section where you do not have to manage time. It means that summarize spoken text gets its own allocated time. I mean, 10 minutes you get only for summarize spoken text. And that 10 minutes, it's only for summarize spoken text. Once that 10 minutes expired, it takes you to the next question. Okay? Understand? But for the rest of them, you have to know how to manage the time. Okay? Just 1 second, guys. All right. So now, obviously, time management after summarize spoken text is crucial. Any idea why time management is crucial for the listening section? Any idea, guys? Why is the time management part crucial in the listening section? Writing is crucial as well, but not as much. Sorry, not writing. Reading is crucial as well, but not as much as in listening. Now remember, in PT, there are 2 places where timing is automated and 2 places where timing needs to be managed. Now, what do I mean by that? So for example, speaking and writing in the overall exam, the timing is automated. That means each task has its own time. All you need to do is just click to go to the next. And it's automated. If you don't click next, it'll automatically save and take you to the next question. However, for reading and listening, that does not happen. If you sit in one question, you can sit there for the entirety of that time. It will not automatically take you to the next question. And overall, they give you the time for the whole section, not per individual question. So you'll have to understand how much time to spend per question, how much time to or minute to spend per question in order to finish everything on time. Understood? Now, in listening and reading, that's where it's a bit tricky. All right. So in listening, we know that summarized spoken text is automated. That means that's the only task in the listening which is automated. It has 10 minutes on its own for each individual task. So that means if I get 2 to 3 questions, I'll get 20 to 30 minutes. But after that, from MCQ to all the way to write from dictation, you will get an overall time. So for example, you'll get between 25 to 28 minutes to answer 19 to 22 questions. Now, obviously, I will need to keep in mind that I have to manage time here. So why is the time management crucial factor? Any idea? Suppose you don't manage your time properly. What is the task that you're most likely to miss out on?
Write from dictation.
Any idea how many marks you get from your write from dictation? Now, in PT, the most important task in PT is write from dictation. The contribution from write from dictation is 30% to your writing, 28% to your listening. You understand? The rest of them can't even combine. All of these combine 15%, whereas this alone is contributing about 30% of your overall score. Understand? So if I don't manage my time, I'm going to miss out on the most important task in PT. And if that happens, obviously there's no way I will receive my desired score. Understood? So that's why the time management is such a crucial factor. Got it? Any questions, guys? Yeah. Now, the thing is that suppose I'm doing MCQs, all right? Or suppose I'm doing highlight incorrect words. Now I don't have enough time. I want to go to the next question to start my write from dictation. Can I skip highlight incorrect words or select missing words or of any of these? Can you just skip to the next question?
Why we skip? If we want to skip, better we choose one and done.
Yeah,
next.
but can you suppose all of us the MCQ started, right? Now I just want to choose something random and go to the next question. Can I immediately do that? Any idea?
Yeah.
So you cannot. Now in reading, you can. In reading, you can just go to the next question. You select one answer and click and you'll go to the next question immediately. In listening, the problem is that you will have to wait till the audio finishes to go to the next question. Okay, now you see the audio over here. What does it say for MCQ? Can be up to 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Now this one is contributing only 1 mark and I'm spending 90 seconds just listening to an audio. Right. Whereas this one, look at this, the audio is 3 to 5 seconds. I am going to get 12 marks from this and I'll need to spend only 1 minute in here. Now, does it make sense that I'm spending 90 minutes just to listen, 90 seconds to just listen to one question and answer it to get only 1 mark, whereas I'm spending roughly about maximum of 30 seconds to get 12 marks, right? That's the issue with the listening section. That means you need to be mindful that, okay, I cannot skip and go to the next question whenever I want. I need to wait for the audio to finish. All right. So for that, I have jotted down and like some important things. All right. So we know that, we know that summarized spoken text has its own allocated time, right? So you get 20 to 30 minutes for summarized spoken text, plus the 25 to 28 minutes for the rest of the task. Okay, so you see here 2 to 3 tasks that you get for summarized spoken text where you'll get 20 to 30 minutes. And then for if you get 25 minutes, you will basically get 19 questions. When you get 28 minutes, you get 22 questions. So per question, roughly you need to spend about 90 seconds in order to make sure that you have managed your time properly. But sometimes, you know, some questions will be a bit lengthy. Now, in here is a breakdown of all your scores, okay? So summarize spoken text. How many questions do I get in the exam?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. Each question contributes about 10 marks. So that means total marks I'm getting
20 to 30.
30. MCQ multiple, you're getting 2 to 3 questions. Per question, you're getting 2 to 3 marks. Total marks you're getting is 4 to 9. Fill in the blanks. 2 to 3 questions. Per question, you're getting 3 to 5 marks. Total marks you're getting is 6 to 15. Select missing words, 2 to 3, 1 marks, 2 to 3 in total. Highlight correct summary, 2 to 3, 1 marks, 2 to 3 in total. MCQ single, 2 to 3 marks, 1 per question. Sorry, 2 to 3 questions, 1 per question, 2 to 3 marks. Highlight incorrect words, 2 to 3 questions, 5 to 7 marks per question, and 10 to 21 in total. And then write from dictation, 3 to 4 questions, 9 to 12 marks on average. I can get between 27 to 36 marks. Got it? Now you see all the green, yellow ones that are highlighted. They are the important parts of your listening. That means you need to do well in these ones, right? And you have to spend some time on these ones in order to get good score. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions from here? Please take a screenshot so you understand, because here also the time management is mentioned. Okay. So I'll explain that in a second. Just take a screenshot first.
Yeah.
All right. Now summarize spoken text. We know the timing is automated. I can't do anything. When I finish, just wait for the time to finish and then to go to the next question. But from MCQ to all the way right from dictation, I have to manage the time. Now, for MCQ multiple, after the audio finishes, do not take more than 20 seconds. So that means after my audio finishes, how long will I take to answer the question?
20 seconds.
20 seconds max. If I cannot figure out the answer, I will make one guess and move on. Got it?
Yes.
Fill in the blanks. This is an important task. All right. So once the audio finishes, take about 30 seconds, because when you see that we fill in the blanks, you'll understand why we need to take 30 seconds, because you will have to type down all the information in the box. So that might take up to 30 seconds. So that is okay. For select missing words, after the audio finishes, you cannot take more than 5 seconds, or should not take. If you can't answer that within 5 seconds, make a guess, move on. Highlight correct word summary. This is the one that is very lengthy. So when we go through this question today, you'll see how lengthy this is. So this is the one again, we cannot take more than 30 seconds to answer. If we cannot find an answer, we will make a guess and move on. MCQ singles, no more than 10 seconds after the audio. Okay. And highlight incorrect words, you should not spend any extra second, because in highlight incorrect words, you are basically answering the question while the audio is playing. After the audio finishes, there's nothing else you need to do. So that means you click next and go to the next question. Understood, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, we're going to start off with fill in the blanks. Okay. So, what is fill in the blanks? Basically, you will listen to an audio and a transcript of that audio will be given to you. Okay. In that transcript, you will have some blanks, and that you will need to fill up while you listen to the audio. Understood? So that means that, what am I doing? I'm listening, and then what am I doing here?
Writing.
Writing. So that means I'm getting marks where?
Listening and writing.
Writing section.
Listening and writing as well. Yeah. Okay. So this task is important because it's contributing marks to your writing section as well. So you need to be mindful of few things. Now, because writing is involved, I need to be careful of capitalization. What is capitalization? What is capitalization, guys?
Capital letters for proper nouns.
Yeah. So for proper nouns, or the other thing that students might miss is that if you have a full stop and the blank is after a full stop, it doesn't matter whether it's a proper noun or not. Should you capitalize or should you not capitalize it?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. So you should capitalize it, right? So that thing, be mindful. The other thing is, if the word is singular but you wrote it in plural, will you get marks?
No.
No, not at all. Okay, so be mindful of that. If the word was in past tense and you wrote in present tense, will you get marks? No.
No.
So you need to be very, very careful about these three things. One is capitalization, one is past tense or present tense, and the other one is plural words. Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how many questions I will get? 2 to 3.
Don't.
Yeah. 2 to 3 questions. Recording length can be between 30 to 60 seconds, and the skills assessed, as we talked about, is listening and writing. Now, question is that when I'm listening to the audio, the blanks, where am I writing down the blanks? In the notepad or directly into the computer? The answers, am I writing it down in the notepad that will be given to me, or am I writing it down directly into the computer? Yes, guys.
They give extra time.
So they'll give you a notepad to take notes. So there's a erasable notepad that's given to you for taking notes. So when I'm listening to this and I'm taking down the answers, am I writing it down in my notepad or am I typing it down straight in the paragraph or in the box? What you should do. Now, question is that if you're really fast at typing or very good at typing, only then you type it straight into the box. But in most cases, most of you are not really that proficient in typing. So avoid typing it down. Write it down first on your notepad, and then once the audio finishes, you start jotting down those, you start filling up those blanks. Clear?
So how much time they will give to fill that blanks rather than they give another question?
Now, do you remember what I said, that in the listening part, time management is on you. So it depends on you, remember? So here they're not giving you, they're giving you the whole time. So do you see on the top, it says time remaining?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means you can, if you want to, you can sit here for 21 minutes.
Oh, okay.
All right. But that's why, and that's why I give you that time beforehand, so that you understand after the audio, how many seconds you should spend maximum.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Okay. So for fill in the blanks, what did I mention?
30 seconds.
So that means once the audio finishes, do not take more than 30 seconds to type down all of these answers. Got it?
Yep.
And then once you're done, what should you do?
Next.
Click next. Got it? All right. So now, question is, now suppose when I'm listening to the audio and I have to write down this blank, I'm writing down on my notepad. Am I looking away from my screen?
Yes, obviously when we write on the notepad.
Sorry?
When we write down the notepad, that time we can't see the screen.
Yeah, but when you're typing down the notepad, then when you're typing on you can't be looking at the screen, right? That's But some people can do that, right? Some people can still keep an eye on the screen and still write it down because you're writing by hand, so you don't really need to look what you're writing, right? But if you're those people who have to look away from the screen, now what happens? So you wrote down that blank. So suppose you heard the blank. It says a bustling growth hub. Okay, so now you're writing down the blank growth. Now you look up, where's the audio?
We need to follow the voice.
So you need to find where the audio is, right?
Yeah.
Now, by the time you managed to find the audio was right here. So did you miss any blanks?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what can we do in order to, and that happens a lot. If you don't know the proper strategy, that's going to happen. So what can we do in order to avoid that?
No idea.
Take the initial of words.
No. Now, do I need to understand this paragraph? But we're just 1 second, guys, 1 second. To 8 seconds before the audio starts playing. In that 7 to 8 seconds, skim through the paragraph and see where the blanks are. Now, I know that the first blank is here. So the audio, I wrote down the first blank. Do I know where the next blank is? Guys, anyone there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do I know where the next blank is? Where's this next blank?
Second line.
Second line, right? So what I'll do is, after writing this down, I'll just jump here. Okay. I'll let the audio come to me. I don't need to chase the audio. I will write the first blank. I'll take it on my notepad, then look up and I'll just wait here, forest and the leaves are. When I hear this, again, I know that audio is here, so now they'll mention the blank, right? And then I know where the next blank is. I know the next blank is here. So I don't need to look at any of these. I'm just going to wait volcanoes, rivers, and others. So when I hear that, I know that blank will be mentioned. So I'll write it down and then the next one. Got it?
Yep.
Now, when I'm skimming through, do you notice that this blank and this blank are quite close to each other?
Yes.
Yeah? So whenever two blanks are close to each other, don't start writing down immediately the first blank that you hear. You need to listen to both of them, because if you write this down, you're going to most likely miss this. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So listen to this, keep that in your mind, and then listen to this, and then write down both of them. Understood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So that's pretty much it. That's all what we need to do. Now, what I want you guys to do is do you have your pen and paper with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my iOS screen with you guys, and we're going to do some practices, and I want all of you to participate. Okay? So I want you guys to give me the answers, and I'll type it down for you guys. All right? So I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Let me open Iowa. Suppose it said that weather is cold, option will say the weather is warm. Okay? The other thing is the option will be completely with the example. That means the summary they've made is just the example. It's not actual summary. They have picked up an example and just discussing about that example throughout the summary. Got it? And the other thing would be that they will add additional things or exaggerate a little bit. So additional things means that suppose they had no information given about, for example, suppose the weather is about today. All right, so it says that Melbourne's weather today is cold. But your summary is saying that tomorrow's weather in Melbourne will also be cold. Now that wasn't mentioned in your audio. Or they started exaggerating by saying the cold weather in Melbourne is very, very or extremely cold. Okay, so exaggeration is another option that we eliminate. Okay, now I'll give you a clue of each of them. Look at this first one. Look at the last line here. It says what? They tend to only talk about their negative experience. Now this only, generally when I say only or extremely or these sort of things, that means I'm exaggerating. Okay. Now the other one, the other way of figuring out which one is the wrong information, read the first line of each of them. What does this one say? Recent research shows that when customers are dissatisfied with a service or product, they usually inform the company of their complaint. Next one, recent research shows that nearly 1/3 of dissatisfied customers will share negative experience. Okay. Recent research shows that nearly 80% of customers who have a bad experience with company will share the experience. And then recent research shows that most customers who have had negative experience with a company at some time, when this happens, they'll majority go ahead and tell people about it. Okay. Now, from all of this, we understand that when customers are unhappy, do they complain or do they not complain?
They will complain.
They will complain, right?
Yeah.
But one of this is saying, so do you think majority of them complains or less of them complains?
Just enough complaint.
So more people complain or less people complain?
More.
More people, right?
Yeah.
Because all of them, look at the first one. It says when customers are dissatisfied. So 100% over here, right? Here it said recent research shows that nearly 80%. And then recent research shows that most customers. Now, one of them says, look at this, nearly 1/3. 1/3 means what? More or less?
Less.
Less.
You're wrong information.
25 of.
That's your wrong information. The other one, as I said, is going to be completely with examples. Now look at this. Recent research shows that 80% of customers who have a bad experience, a company will go with that. Furthermore, 70% of the people with another individual's negative experience and now you see that they're giving you just the example. It's not a complete story. Got it? All right. So those are the 3 to 4 things that we look to eliminate. Understood? And how many seconds are we going to take after the audio finishes for this one? Guys? For highlight correct summary, how many seconds does it say? Seconds. Be mindful of that because this is the one that wastes the most amount of time. Okay. This one can take up the most amount of your time. Okay. All right. Now, just for the sake of practicing, we're just going to go through one question. All right. And that's it. No, nothing much. We're just going to go through one question. Okay. Because I don't want to waste too much time here. As I said, this question is not contributing a lot of marks.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to.
A hurricane is a massive storm system. In fact, it's the most powerful type of storm on Earth. hurricanes form over warm tropical waters and frequently move toward land. Before I forget to mention this, hurricanes are also called typhoons or cyclones. It depends on where exactly they form. Not all hurricanes are alike. Some are, well, more powerful than others. Meteorologists have a rating system for them. They use the term category to rank every hurricane that forms. The scale ranks hurricanes according to their wind speed and ability to cause damage. A Category 1 hurricane is the weakest. A Category 5 hurricane is the most powerful. A hurricane typically begins as a tropical storm. It has wind speeds between 50 to 100 kilometers per hour. When the wind blows faster than 100 kilometers per hour, the tropical storm has become a hurricane. A Category 1 hurricane's winds are between 100 to 130 kilometers per hour. A Category 2 hurricane has winds up to 160 kilometers per hour.
Pick up the last sentence and you'll see that it's very straightforward, okay? So again, there's nothing much to it, but after the audio finishes, do not take more than 5 seconds to answer. If you're not sure, select one and just click next and move on. Good, got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do one again just for the sake of practicing. Okay. Select missing words. Okay, let's just do this one.
In some ways, mental development is related to social development in school-aged children. Between the ages of 6 and 12, children move from being able to think only on a concrete level, that is, about real objects they can touch, to being capable of abstract thought. In their social development, children gradually acquire interpersonal reasoning skills. They learn to understand the feelings of other people, and also learn that a person's actions or words don't always reflect their
Inner feelings.
Inner feelings.
Good.
Reality.
That's it. Okay. There, that's the answer, right? So
Yeah.
inner feelings. Okay. Clear? So what were they saying? That the children, they learn to understand feelings, and they understand that even if someone is not saying something, their actions might not reveal what their dash is. Okay, so inner feelings. Okay, so we will go back again. So just to get you a general understanding, okay, that this is what this task is, all right? So let's not waste any more time and go back to our slides and move on. Okay. Any questions, guys, though?
No.
Now, this one is a bit more important, all right? Highlight incorrect words. So what is highlight incorrect words? Basically, you will have 5 answers wrong. How many marks will I?
0.
You will get 0. You will not get a -5. Now, from each question, the minimum marks you will get is a 0. There is no negative mark overall from that question. Understood? So next, I will not get a -5. I get a 0. But if I have gained some marks, they will then take those marks away if I have made some mistakes. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now this is a very, very important one, okay? Because this contributes a lot of marks. It's contributing about 5 to 7 marks to both your listening and reading, remember? Okay? So now, what is the strategy? The strategy is that when the audio starts, first thing I need to do, bring the cursor. Do you see the cursor?
Yeah.
Bring the cursor and be right on top of the first word. When the audio starts, you start moving the cursor along with it. When you hear something wrong, click. When you hear something wrong or see something wrong, click. Okay. If you're not sure, what should I do?
Leave it.
Leave it. Okay. Don't think at that time, because if you start thinking, then you're going to miss out on the rest of them. Okay. All right. And then Yes.
What about if very close?
Even if it's very close, you're not sure, don't select. It is, why risk it? If you don't select, you're not going to get, even suppose there are 5 answers, okay? Out of 5 answers, I have selected only 3 because those are the 3 I'm sure about. How many marks will I get?
3.
3. Out of 5, now suppose there are 5 answers. I've selected 5, but I wasn't sure about 2 of them, and 2 of them were wrong. How many marks am I going to get now?
3.
So there are 5 answers. You selected 5.
Who
you weren't sure, and they ended up being wrong. How many marks are you going to get?
1.
1, not 3. Okay. So now tell me which one is better, answering them or leaving it?
Leaving it.
Okay. So if you're confused, don't select it. All right. Even if the word is closed. Now, question. Are they going to give us words that are misspelled or past tense, present tense? Any of that? You don't have to worry about that. They're not going to give you past, present tense or capital words or spelling errors. It's just a different word itself. Okay? Clear?
Yep.
Now, guys, please make sure you practice this because this is an easy task and it's contributing a lot of marks. If you do well here, you are going to end up getting a really good score as well. Because right from dictation, you can make some mistakes. Others listening tasks is easy to make mistakes. Like repeat sentence is very difficult. All right, but from here, you're getting easy marks. So try and make sure that you maximize your score from here. Okay? Am I clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do some practices for this one because this is an important one. And you'll see that some of them are very easy, but some of them are really difficult. So we need to be mindful of that. Okay. So let's go back and do some practices. Now I want you guys to just tell me the word. Okay. Do not tell me the correct word. Just tell me which word to select and I'll just select that. Okay. Now, the first one is a bit tricky, okay? And this is the hardest one you will get in the exam, all right? For sure. This is one of those exam questions that are that is quite difficult, okay? So, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start. And I think that it's actually very good to study online because it's very convenient because you can study whenever you want and at your own pace. And for example, someone like me, I like to study at nighttime. So for me, online works better because it's quiet at night, no one disturbs me, I can do what I need to do.
Okay. That's true, but
What?
if you study online,
Sorry, but-
you do need, please let me finish. As I was saying, that's true, but if you're studying online, you do need to motivate yourself.
Motivate.
Motion.
Where you have other students and a teacher who can motivate you.
That's true, but some people can't afford to go in a classroom and don't have enough money or resources to actually go to school. So studying online, you can actually do it for free.
Yeah, well, I would like to add. May I say something?
Sure.
Soft skills. That's not usually talked about in schools, but when we talk about soft skills, it's actual interaction, utilizing your English when you're with other people. That's hard to get on because you're watching a screen, not actually interacting with other people.
No.
And resources also, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about socializing?
Which one? Socializing, yeah.
Socializing, yeah.
Now, resources, are you sure? Do not have the money or resources?
No, leave it. I'm confused.
Leave it, right? As I said, if you think, don't think, overthink it. Leave it if you're not sure. And this was the hardest one because there are 4 or 5 people talking in this one, all right? So it's a bit harder one. And this is, now, whenever we do MCQ, okay, before we go. So whenever we read the questions, we're going to have these sort of questions, all right? So for single questions, mostly you will get this type of questions for single answer MCQs. So what is true or false? Then which one is not true? Which one is not false? What does not false means?
Correct.
Correct. Not true. Incorrect. All right.
Correct.
Not true. It says not true. So they're looking for false. Not false means true. Yeah. Be careful of that. Don't make that silly mistake. Okay. Now, true except. Any idea what does that mean? True except means that all of the information given is true except. That means they're looking for false.
Okay.
False except means true. These guys memorize these, all right? I don't want you to go through the exam and then go like, what is false except, what is true except? So what is true except?
False.
What is false except?
True.
Correct? Can be inferred means true. Cannot be inferred means false. Can be agreed means what? True. True. Cannot be agreed is false. Clear, guys?
Yep.
Okay, what is the second last one? Can be?
Which be second last, can be inferred. That means true. That means what can you understand from that? So that means what can you infer from there? So they're looking for true. What cannot be inferred is false.
Okay. Thank you.
Right? And then when you have multiple questions, MCQ multiple, generally you get this type of questions. So which of the following is true? Which of the following is supported by evidence? Which of the following can be concluded? That the following is the reason of. These are the sort of questions you get from multiple MCQs. Right? All right. Now, whatever or whenever we get MCQs, we have to eliminate our options. And whatever is remaining is our answer. So how do we eliminate those options? Based on 5 types of information. Okay. Now, again, this is very similar to my highlight correct summary. If you notice all of the information I've mentioned already earlier. Right? Remember in highlight incorrect words, we listen to the audio and then we will select the correct summary. So it's pretty similar to an MCQ. As a result, they follow the same strategy. Just in MCQs, there is a bit more. So again, I will skim through the option and then I will eliminate the wrong information one, right? So if suppose one of the audio said that today's weather is cold, but my option says today's weather is hot, that's a wrong information. I'll eliminate that. Additional information is that it's not mentioned in the audio. So they're talking about something that was outside. Okay. Then we already talked about extreme claims. Extreme claims are exaggeration. So suppose it says that there are 11 students in the classroom today, but my option says there are always 11 students in the classroom. Is that correct? No, all right. So that's an exaggeration. So extreme claims means they're using words like always, surely, only, must, like these. They're exaggerating. Got it? The other 2 extra things over here is, first one is partial information. Now, partial information means that the audio has said 3 or 4 things, but my option has only picked up 2 things from there. All right? That's a partial information. So for example, suppose the audio said that today's weather is cold, windy, and cloudy. Okay. Today's weather is cold, windy, and cloudy. My option only says today's weather is cold and windy. That is a partial information. Got it? Now, partial information is never correct for MCQ single. Okay. But for MCQ multiple, because there are multiple options, partial information is considered as correct. Got it? So for MCQ single, partial information will not be correct, but for MCQ multiple, partial information is correct. Got it, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one that is extra is irrelevant information. Irrelevant information means that suppose the audio talked about the whole week. So suppose the audio said Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So the audio was giving you a forecast of the weather on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay. Question asked you about Monday, but your options are about Sunday and Tuesday. So those information are irrelevant. That means they are not correct. They are not related to the question. Got it? So they're wrong. Now, for listening, that's a bit tricky. Why? Because they're going to pick up those exact same words from the audio and put it as your option. And then you'll get confused. You'll be like, oh, I heard that they mentioned this in the audio. But did they mention it about Monday? No, they mentioned it about another day. But the question is asking you about another specific day. Got it? So irrelevant information means that information is not related to the question. Got it?
Yeah.
Right? And that's pretty much it. So you listen to the audio, skim through the options, and then based on the audio, you keep eliminating off the options, whether it's a wrong information, whether it's an additional information, it's a partial, irrelevant information, or extreme claims. Got it, guys?
Yes.
So we eliminate information based on these. Now, just not to confuse you, but to make you understand it a bit better. All right? We're eliminating based on these, right? But suppose if my question asked me, which one is false? Am I eliminating based on these? Or am I selecting based on these?
Selecting based on this.
Selecting.
Got it? Because now it's opposite. Because the question asked you something opposite. So that means that answers must have all of this.
Yeah.
Got it, guys? So be careful. And obviously, if it's a wrong information and the question is asking you which one is false, that means you are supposed to be looking for the wrong information.
Yep.
Got it? All right. Again, these are all available on Iowa. I want you guys to do a bit of practice, all right? We're not gonna go through any more of this. Just make sure you practice so you know how to manage the time. Again, this is not contributing a lot of marks, so don't spend too much time on it, but just know how to manage the time. Because in the reading section, again, you need to manage the time. In the listening section, you'll also have to manage time. But good thing about reading section is that whenever you want, you can just click next and go to the next question. But in the listening one, you have to first wait for the audio to finish. Got it? Yeah? Made sense? All right, guys. If you have any question, feel free to ask. If not, we're going to end our session here. And we will probably start continuing next week. And everything is going to be shifted online. As you guys know, we're going into lockdown from today. So we're going to shift everything online up till Wednesday. Thursday, we'll be back with our operation, face-to-face operation as normal. Again, consultations and classes will be run throughout the week online, okay? So if you want any consultations, just book it. Again, it will be done through Zoom and you can do face-to-face consultations after Wednesday, all right? Any questions, guys, related to PT or anything you have, feel free to ask. If not, have a lovely rest of the evening, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yep, Amandeep.
Yes. Sir, I want to ask for this one multiple question. Like you said, there is a multiple question. They give 5 options. So normally, how many they have a correct answer coming?
That you can't. It's between 2 to 3.
2 to 3.
Yeah.
So if I confuse with the third one, so I can select 2. That's fine now.
But suppose now you're confused with, like, instead of 3 options, you're confused with 2 options. How many are you going to select? 1, right? So don't go in the mindset that, okay, I'll always select 2. If you're not sure about 2, it's always better to just select 1 that you're 100% sure. So only select the ones that you're 100% sure. Okay. If suppose I am selecting 2, 1 I was 100% sure, but the other one not, then I end up getting like wrong, then I'll get 0. There's no point, right? But if I just selected 1 and I'm okay, like 100% sure about that, at least I know I'm getting 1 mark out of it.
Oh, okay. So normally the answer are 2 multiple, not a 3. Maybe 3 also can be.
But again, look, that can be. You can't really say normally there are 2. No, there are 3 options in certain ones and there are 2, but you can't really say which one has 3, which one has 2.
Okay.
Okay, but the options will be between 2 to 3. So the answers will be between 2 to 3. But if you go like, oh, no, there are always 2 answers because the minimum is 2, maximum is 3. So then you force yourself to find another answer. And what happens generally, you end up getting that wrong.
And one more for highlight incorrect words. There is paragraph. Normally, how many we can select?
5 to 7. So look, here I've mentioned, this is why, remember we were going through this at the beginning, right? Look, so highlight incorrect words, you'll get 2 to 3 questions, right?
Okay.
Each question can have between 5 to 7.
But sometimes paragraph very small, sometimes
if that there are exceptions. So some paragraphs are very small, like 2 or 3 lines in there.